January the 4th, 2025. A world record was broke yesterday evening in London, England. You have a 17-year-old darts world champion, Luke Littler, and he earned that. I believe he is the best player in the world. He come very close to winning that last year, a lot closer than some people may realize. I'm going to talk a little bit about this guy. He is a prodigy with darts. He has a command of that dartboard when it comes to the mathematics involved, based on all accounts I can see. To be the age that he is, and to have such a command of that dartboard, he may be the best that's ever picked up a dart. I believe he's better than Bristow was ever right now. Watching matches, he is good. He is the buzzsaw with a set of darts. I encourage people to go watch his game against Michael Van Gerwen, who also has a good history with darts. But Michael Van Gerwen hasn't won the World Championship 16 times like the Phil the Power Taylor. So, I used to be a pretty damn good dart player, boys. And I've went on the internet, and you've got a couple of gentlemen with YouTube channels where they go through some of the better players in the world, their stance, their grip, their dart delivery. And I believe every single one of these people that's got these channels has missed probably the most important thing. Phil Taylor is obviously probably one of the best that's ever played the game. And reports are, now I could be wrong here, he never even picked a set of darts up till he was 25 years old. So Luke the Nuke Littler is probably the closest thing out there right now to a Phil Taylor replacement. And he may be better than Phil Taylor. But those two gentlemen have something in common. And I've not heard anybody mention or talk about this or point this out. And the question is, did Luke the Nuke Littler, back when he was evidently around 2 years old, 18 months, when he started throwing darts at a magnetic dartboard, did his starting at young age, besides his experience at throwing darts over the years as an infant, growing up, adolescent, did his age and his hand size have anything to do with what got him to hold the dart the way he does? I believe it could have. So what does Phil Taylor and Luke Littler have in common? They evidently both can handle pressure. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. They both have backstrokes that come back behind their face somewhat. Luke Littler probably has a longer backstroke than Phil Taylor did. I'm not talking about that. I'm going to show you in this camera what I'm referring to. And I encourage people to go review some of the best players in the world, and you'll notice what I'm talking about. But they don't do it. So we have some champions out there, who have sporadically won world championships. Anybody can have a good day at the right time. Phil the Power Taylor had sustained grand performance, and it seems that Luke Littler could be on that same trajectory. All right, so I'm going to hold my right hand up here in this camera. All right, I want you to watch this. You see those fingers right there? Feel the power, Taylor. If you'll go watch, he's got that finger down there on the palm of his hand. And Nuke the Luke Littler has got his fingers down there like that. He's got them down there. He's got a clasped hand. Go watch Michael Van Gerwen, Michael Smith, Snakebite they call him, Eric Bristow. Go watch all of those players. They don't have their hand like that. They don't have these fingers down here like Nuke the Luke. Luke the Nuke. Yeah, he's a nuke, all right. He is the buzzsaw when it comes to darts. You know, I bought a book about darts one time. And, you know, the number 32 is just divisible by 2 all the way down to the number 2. You know, oh, that's where you want to be on a dartboard. Well, contrary to popular belief, double 16 is not the strongest double on a dartboard. To a player like Phil the Power Taylor or Luke the Nuke Littler, it's double 20. Double 20, double 10, and double 5 is where the action is. Why is that? Because you can reach bigger numbers with a double 20 out versus a double 16. Far more numbers you can reach, bigger numbers. And Nuke the Luke Littler is probably the best double 10 shooter that's ever played the game that I've ever seen. All right, he's not a shabby double 20 shooter either, but he is a real solid double 10 shooter. You want to hear the funny part? Based on me watching him, and he may see this video, you never know. Luke Littler's weakest, probably the weakest thing he's got about his dart game is in the double 8, double 16 area. If he could shoot a double 16 as strong as he could shoot a double 10, I don't believe there's nobody could even get close to this guy on their best day. He's that good. Now there's another thing that Luke the Nuke Littler and Phil the Power Taylor have in common. And I see this from players, even some good players out there. You'll have to move occasionally when you're throwing darts, aiming at the same target. That will happen. Nuke the Luke Littler doesn't move very much. He'll stack them darts in that triple 20, and you'll see him move very little. You didn't see Phil the Power Taylor move much either. All right, and that even goes for the triple 19 with this Nuke the Luke Littler. He is a very strong triple 19 player. So I encourage people to go watch this young prodigy at work, okay? He can dial your ass long distance on a dartboard. And he leaves the number 170 a whole lot as a safety valve to put pressure on his opponent, because he can and could take that number out. So he gives his opponent something to think about. That match last night that I watched, he beat Michael Van Gerwen pretty bad. Okay. With the experience that he has on the world stage compared to Michael Van Gerwen, he handily beat him. Handily. And Michael Van Gerwen didn't play bad. He just come up against a buzzsaw named Nuke the Luke Littler. That's going to conclude the video.